Would you give us an introduction to astrology in terms of philosophy?
I'll give you a philosophical introduction to astrology.
Okay.
And it permits me to go about it, as I say it, with no postulates. Now, what postulates do is to divide the field. You make some postulates, and that means that you're dealing with this division of totality. And since astrology covers everything, there's another reason for having no postulates. However, you do deal with division. You start with a unity, which can be thought of as a circle, and divide that in three. Now, this gives you three terms to work with. And you can think of this as past, present, and future.
Why don't you divide it in two to begin with?
Well, I'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
But I can give you a temporary answer. If you like, you can think of the present as the basic unity, and the past and future as this subdivision. But we have to think of present, past, and future, or past, present, future, as a triplicity. So the question of the duality that you want, it really belongs later on. And if you don't want to think of the present as carrying over from the unity, then you'll have to wait.
Okay.
But having the threeness gives you a way to talk about things that occur in experience, because experience is in time. Those things you feel, the subjective part of your being.
Why do you say cause experience is in time?
Time is also felt subjectively.
This past, present, and future.
Right. It's your being in the universe. I'm not talking about time as measured by the scientist. I'm talking about Bergson's sense of duration, the time you feel, the way you feel this growingness, with the present always central and creating novelty, including the asymmetry, the lack of symmetry. The past and future are quite different. Well, then you have another division which produces what I call the fourfold. This makes analysis possible and intellect, forming concepts, definitions, and so forth. You'd think that this was the first thing to emerge, but it requires more complexity. The flow of time is one-dimensionality, whereas to analyze things you need two. You could say, well, I can think of just a length. That's just one dimension. But you have to realize that you have to have another dimension to cut it all. Otherwise, this line would go forever, as it does in the realm of experience, in the threefold. So in the fourfold, you have limitation of one dimension, but that takes two. And the limitation principle enables you to do analysis, to talk about things, to talk about identity, and you couldn't even have logic unless you had a principle of identity by which A would equal A. See, at the threefold, that present that you're feeling all the time is never the same. So you don't even have a principle of identity to work with at that level of the threefold division. Well, I'm getting into the theory a little more than I am to astrology, but that's where I owe the theory to astrology, that the signs of the zodiac in astrology are of this threefold and fourfold nature.